to Bigfoot's real, the truth in you. Science, sense, and grace combined. This is all, it's time to shine. Mystery solved, it's time to shine. Squatch-D brings it live. Steve and Chris, they're gonna fly. No stone unturned, the facts alive. Bigfoot story now defined. Footsteps here and shadows there. In the woods they do prepare. Concepts are like rain. Bigfoot secrets shown today. Sunday night of lights to shine. Sunday night of sunshine. Swan seeds, it's time to shine. Sunday night of lights to shine. Sunday night of lights to shine. Just watch the resolve, it's time to shine. Just watch the resolve, it's time to shine.
Welcome to Squatchdtv, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatchdtv. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, cyberspace. Welcome to Squatchdtv for today's date. What is today's date? October 11th, 2024. I'm your host, your guy, the Squatch Detective Steve Kulls, along with my co-host right down there, Mr. Chris Bennett. Hello, Chris.
Good to see you, Steve. Man, I'll tell you, it's been a heck of a pre-show, hasn't it?
Oh, my Lord.
Alexa is planning a revolt in the Kulls household, I think.
Oh, I'm having it. You know what? I really had a great day today. In fact, I did a lot of filming today for the membership.
Good.
Because I took a visit up to the Saratoga National Battlefield.
Oh, can we be looking forward to a historical video coming up? Good,
yes,
good.
I did the visitor center and the first 3 stops.
Yes, correct.
So the first 3 stops of 10. And the reason why, and I'm probably going to only show the first 2 on this particular video, because the 3rd stop, they were setting up the living history, which I'm going up tomorrow.
Okay.
And they're going to have the reenactors. They're going to fire the cannons. They're going to fire some muskets tomorrow and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's all sorts of events going on this weekend, because this is right around the day 2 of the battle, the second Battle of Saratoga,
right,
which occurred on the October 7th, which was just 4 days ago. And the surrender was on the 17th. So it's a real big week here in town.
Yeah.
As we see, cars from all over the parts of the country and people dressed up in military garb. In fact, the town has propped up their wooden painted soldiers all over Schuylerville. So,
oh yeah, oh man, that's going to be so cool. I love history. Anything, especially early American history. Anything has to do with the beginning of the United States. It's so cool.
And of course, in just 2 short years away, actually, 2 short years away, a little over 2 short years away, is the 250th anniversary of the battle. So they're going to have a real big to-do, and that particular year. So in 2027, it's going to be nuts out here.
Yeah. Well, finally, if I die tomorrow, I get to say that I was alive and well during the bicentennial of the United States, 1976. That was so
cool. Well, now we're coming up on 250 years in just a short year. about a little over a year from now.
Well, I would like to make it and see that milestone too, but you never know. Hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Nah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Damn it. But anyway, we've got one hell of a show lined up for you, and of course, we have a lot of for those who that have followed this show. A lot of this stuff you're going to see tonight will actually probably appall you, as it did me. And I'll explain more. But let's first do our roll call for tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
So here we go. Of course, first
people popping in here. Yeah.
First in tonight is, of course, Mick. Mick, hello, how are you? Relic Hominin popped in, said, I'll catch the replay.
Appreciate you.
Jay Charlotte says, hey, Steve and Chris, I can't believe it's not butter. It does not taste like butter at all, and I can believe it isn't butter. Yes,
that is true. We are exposing lies, and that is a good one because that stuff, it's soft. Yes, it's not exactly like your regular margarine until you take a bite. So, yeah.
Oil with flavoring.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, man.
Okay, next in is Walter Kroll. Pete H. Hello, Walter and Pete. Good to see you guys. Karen Fisher. Patty Lindsay, how are you tonight? Grasshopper, what's going on, brother? Jeff, Pine Island Research, popping in and saying hello. Finding the Trackway, Bill, good to see you. Robert Nunziata, good to see you, sir.
Robert, welcome.
Evening. It's been a while since I've caught a live podcast. Well, welcome, Robert. Good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah.
Jen, the bouncer in the house. Angel Nolan. Hello, Angel. Roy Longley. Good to see you, Roy. Lurkers send greets to all.
Greetings to all the lurkers, too. We appreciate you guys.
Brian Chewy Go Hiking. Hello, Arthur. Hello, how are you?
Arthur.
Smedley Do Right. Hello, Smedley. Nikki. It's in the house, too.
Yeah. Nikki.
Steve Miller. Says, wow, I have to check out the Battlefield. I love your albums. Yeah, I know. You probably get that a lot, Steve. Patrick Barron, hello, and good to hear he survived Hurricane Milton.
Good job.
Good job. Well, thank goodness, and I'm glad to see you have power as well. So,
wonderful.
Thank goodness. Helton, Chris, what's going on? Helton, aka Faster Man, hello, sir. The Susie Monster, hello.
Susie Monster. I just love that.
Little Kilroy, Woolly Bugger.
Kilroy. Good to see you. Welcome. I think that's got everybody, Steve.
All right, there we go. Yeah, all of a sudden now that's going to start doing that. Of course, it's been a night. I don't know why, but it's been a night.
Well, I did not get lost in the chat tonight. It wasn't jerking around, jumping around like it does normally. But it looks like we've got over 30 people in here already. So,
oh yeah,
everybody's not saying much, I guess, tonight.
Well, I mean, I think a good portion of them are. That's okay. We have a bunch of lurkers, and for those that are in the chat, like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to be no surprise. But for those who caught the ad on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, no, excuse me, man, I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. For those who caught this ad saying, I want to know, what is this about exposing lies and the shocking truth about Bigfoot? And that's because there's been a lot of, a lot of times I use a couple of services, including YouTube itself, to get inspired by some ideas for shows. And as of late, I've been seeing a lot of channels popping up that I've never heard of before. Oh, the most 9 shocking Bigfoot videos, the most 10 shocking Bigfoot videos, all this. And then you start watching them. So this is aimed for those who are traveling by and popping in a lot of it. And of course, the chat's there to back us up. Our audience, like I said, is the best, smartest audience we've had. And if they've been with us for a while, they know the truth about a lot of these things.
top shelf.
But if you're swinging by and popping in and you see this video, it's really important that that you stick it out. Not like the person or the couple of people who left chat already because they heard it's about this. You need to watch this so you understand. This
Hang
is
in
a
there.
learning process. If you don't want to learn, that's fine. Take off. Have a nice night. That's what tonight's about. We're going to do a little bit of this evidence. We're going to take a look at some things. Now, one of the posts that's been floating around a lot on Facebook lately is this Sasquatch singing, recorded by, of course, Mike Patterson of Sasquatch, Ontario. And we, of course, all know that Daryl Strum is the voice behind the Nefadia or whatever the hell they call it. I still can't believe people are still believing this guy after putting up a gorilla mask and saying that was a Bigfoot looking over the fence. A page right out of Todd Standing's book. Let's show it from here up, right? So yeah, and back several years ago, Daryl and Mike, Daryl's his buddy who owns I guess that's the cabin owner or whatever. They had a falling out, and Daryl exposed Mike very blatantly, including giving an example of I am not real, doing the same voice.
Right.
Daryl is a musician who sings like that. So, has the growly voice. So it's not a really big, stretch here that he's been the voice of the Nefredi, or whatever the hell they, whatever character they've decided to call him, Zorth, whatever. Bottom line is a BS artist is a BS artist. And they made up, of course, it's all about the money with them because, when you get, it's all about the clicks and getting people to your YouTube channel and keep them engaged and whatnot. Yeah, Nefadia, whatever they are called. There's PH, Nefadia. So, yeah. In fact, there was a gentleman that often had a page up against, Sasquatch Ontario completely. And here's another example of Mike's thing, claiming that was the eye of the Sasquatch, when really it was just, and everybody knew looking at it that was a fish eye.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, there's Daryl showing the proof that it was actually a fish eye, and you can see it's the same exact eye shape of it. Steve Miller says he definitely doesn't sing as good as Steve Miller.
Some people call me Maurice.
Oh no, Laurie says, okay, Todd Standing has faked some footage. I don't negate him. Yes, you should. If you, Laurie, go to my website. Since the start, he has been a hoaxer since the start, about the 3 missing people and the magical, mystical land of Sylvanic, where you can only enter through this little tunnel in the hole of a mountainside that only the native, the First Nations tribes know where this is. That's Todd Standing. And in fact, Sylvanic is not a native or a First Nations word. It's actually a Latin term. So it would be Sylvanic. And funny, his mom was named Sylvia. So, hey, greetings. We got BFFG Bigfoot Research from Florida. Glad to see
welcome.
You guys are there. Timberline Camp says hell. I think they mean hello, but
I think so too. Oh man.
So, but like I was saying about that guy that was running the channel, Mike Patterson actually sent him a message saying, if I admit this is about the money, will you please take down this channel? It's actually a screen cap from the.
Oh.
Thank you, Larry. I don't know if you meant to do that for yourself or for somebody else, but thank you.
Well, Larry, we appreciate that.
Well, we're glad to see you can catch us at least on your phone. Again, thank you so much, Larry, brother. Good to
Yeah.
see you too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
a
just
lot of
goes to show
people.
you this guy, what kind of character he is.
Right.
So next up is, remember, it's all clickbait. And here's a couple of new names to that: Wild Assault and Maximum Fear. And those two channels were coming up a lot in my inspiration tabs. And I'm going, what do I need to be inspired about this? And I started looking at the videos, and I
Right.
was going and looking at their view counts and going, my God, people are getting so misinformed.
Mm.
If you think phony stories or these story channels that make up stories are misinforming these people, to me, this is worse.
Mm.
Because now, people are thinking that these videos are real or trying to get the. And remember, we're in the know, but a lot of people that are tooling around,
Right.
just don't know.
If it just pops up on your home screen there
Right.
and you click on it, you're like, oh.
Wow. Oh, look at this. So, like for example, Maximum Fear showed you that Raging Bigfoot video I did the parody on.
Right. Right.
Remember that? But
Yeah.
he cuts out the ending where it bounces down the hill and it's obviously a gag.
Right. Right.
And he comes up with, some kind of narrative that, oh, yeah, these campers filmed this Bigfoot raging at or getting angry or destroying their campsite or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he cuts it off before we, see it do the run and then bounce down the hill. Yeah. Boing, 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 right down the hill.
Well, that's a little dishonest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
And
definitely.
thank you, Bill.
Finding the Trackway gifted
Thank
5
you.
memberships. Thank you, Bill. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's dishonest, man. I mean,
Boise Bigfoot is doing the same.
Wow.
So if you think this is bad, we're gonna go to the next slide and we're gonna have a little fun. Now these next caps come from both the Wild Assault page and the Maximum Fear page. And so here you go. And you know what? The bottom line is that when you hear them narrate this stuff, I think a lot of times they're just making the stuff up. Wild Assault sometimes seems to have some normal stuff, but when you start looking at their stuff deeper, it's not. A lot of this stuff, it's just they get part of the story and then they make up the rest, or they're getting it from other clickbaiters that are telling bogus stories. So, you can see how the story evolves like a bad, gossip ring.
Right.
You remember the old Johnny Dangerously movie where they're all in prison and they're all, hey, blah, 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 blah is doing blah, blah, blah. And they pass it down. By the time it hits the end, it's completely a different story.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, Birds, Steve Isdall puts up BCBS stories, sticks up for Mike Patterson. Well, the problem is right now is that it seems like all the Canadians hoaxers stick together. Steve Isdall, I believe, is from Canada, and as is Mike Patterson, even though they're on opposite sides of the country, but birds of a feather flock together. And, of course, Isdall backs up every bad player in the Bigfoot world there is.
Well, if they're doing Bigfoot story sites, I mean, I can be understanding about adding creative edits, but if they're advertising like, oh, this is really Bigfoot, well, that's a different story there. That's not entertainment. That goes into deception. This is a little deceiving when they cut out the last part.
Yeah, they cut out the last part and
tumbling down the hill. I mean, that explains the whole video right there. It's like,
yeah, it's not real. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So now let's look at some of their videos. And here's between the two, here's just some of the screen caps of some of the stuff they're claiming is, and even one of their thumbnails, the clearest Bigfoot video ever captured. And of course, that's, well, we're going to look at this real quick in a second, but look at all those. Of course, what do we have? We have, a parody. They're using Peter Kane's Bigfoot body. And of course, they say, oh, this guy, Peter the Hunter, it's Peter Kane. He's a parody guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the guy with that Bigfoot in his freezer, right?
Of course, they show Todd Standing's picture. Don't mention him by name, of course. The next one on top, a hoax, which is obviously AI added into this picture. Next is the Mark Zasky hoax, which has been used by NVTV as well. Of course, we see that, and it's the same suit as we saw on the Colorado train. And they actually recently put the Colorado train video up there, and that thing's almost a year old now, if not older.
Oh. Well, you would think there would be some new ones because it's getting close to Halloween. And
well, Gary, you made me a Steve Isdall fan. My condolences. Man is not a nice guy, I believe. He had there are some people that run a wolf preserve and stuff, and there was some really nasty stuff done. But I'm not going to get in the middle of that. You can all look at that stuff online. But Story
Channel, I listen to those too.
Exactly, Peter. That's why I said it's parody. Peter is entertainment. It's parody. It's what he does. But they're putting it out there as real stuff, and of course, chopping the video up to make it look like it's authentic. And then, so yeah. And in a lot of these cases, they're not even accurately describing the video as it originally was. Oh, yeah. Mark Anders, Mark Zasky, yeah, you're right. I got Mark Anders and Mark Zasky confused. Oh, well.
Oliver.
Yep, Oliver, that's right.
Oliver. Yeah, that's Oliver.
Yeah. And again, look, 13 creepiest Bigfoot videos. This is by Wild Assault.
Well, that's Oliver the chimpanzee.
Yeah, well, not according to them. It's a Bigfoot video caught on trail camera.
Oh, come on, man.
And you know what the funny thing is? The clickbaiters steal from clickbaiters. Right? You can't even, pardon the French, but you can't even be effing original.
Everybody should be able to recognize, chimpanzees have distinctive facial features just like humans, and you can easily tell them apart if you know them by looking at their face. Like I know Steve because I look at his face and that's Steve Kulls. Well, that's Oliver right there. Yep. You can't miss him.
Yep.
And
and you know what I like? Best ever 2024. When is that from 2024? All right, now we're going to go to the maximum transgression. You ready for this one, Chris? Hold on, everybody. Here it is. How about that one? New 2020 Bigfoot videos ever. 2024. Okay, this is Chris is dying. This is obviously, we all remember that. That's the Morgan Matthews and Rick Dyer hoax, 2012.
Right.
So this is not even new. And this is a hoax. So, these are just some of the examples. I could go on for hours showing you.
Had a big drink of ski, went down the wrong way.
Right.
I love ski, but I don't want to breathe it.
Yep. Master clickbaiter is absolutely correct. It's just amazing that we that how do they do this? Why do they do this? Well, they do this for the money. It's all about the money,
Well, are they listing this in the entertainment section? I wonder.
I don't care.
Look it up.
Top new Bigfoot videos ever 2024. That's not new. That's not 2024.
No.
And the way they say a resurfaced video, they called it a resurfaced video. It's not a resurfaced video. Two men were out, and one had a rifle, and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't say nothing about the movie. Well, if you know the guy has a rifle, then you've seen the movie, and you're lying. You're lying. So not only are we seeing people putting up clickbaity videos, but they're giving wrong descriptions, and they're cutting them out. They're editing them to hide any like the goof.
Right.
Like a couple of them, which are obviously, and one comes from the bouncing Bigfoot down the hill. That comes from that Max Assault page, and the other one comes or the Max Horror page, or wherever the hell his name is, and the other one comes from Wild Assault, and that was the Peter Kane one.
Right.
I mean, you know, the newer video, I was like, okay, some of these could be, and you know, okay, but then I click on the older video, and it has all this garbage ones in here.
Yeah, they're probably just grabbing this stuff off the web somewhere, then doing their creative edits, and then posting it up.
You know, I guess what gets me angry about this whole thing is we have all these people, you know, and they're making money on lies, number one.
Yep.
And they know it. They know it. They don't care. They don't care about the research.
Right.
So for people that are into the Bigfoot world and into the Bigfoot community, you see channels like these that are constantly putting everything up, and you're saying, well, some of this is real and some of that's not. Just listen to their narration, for God's sakes. They don't care about the research. Why are you patronizing these people? They don't care about the research. If you really care about Bigfoot and the Bigfoot community and Bigfoot research, if you really care about it, you'll put those bullshit channels aside and go to channels like Sasquatch Secrets or my show or you know, there's a ton of shows out there that are legit or try to be legit. You know, and when I say try, sometimes they have far out theories. I don't care. As long as they're being honest and they believe what they're saying, I don't care. Go to them. I don't care if it's a woo channel or whatever. Just don't go to these channels because they're promoting hoaxes. These are hoax promoters. And it has gotten to the point where, you know, 25 years ago when I got into this, we outnumbered the hoaxers 25-1. Now it seems like they're outnumbering us 10-1.
Yep. Well, I think they're trying to make a buck, and they're relying on low information.
Right.
You know, your average person doesn't have a really big background in Bigfoot, and so they see this and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" You know.
Right.
You know.
And what it is that these people are misinforming the public. Now, they may think this is all in fun. Oh, it's not really bothering anybody, but it bothers us who put in our time and our money and our effort and our blood and our sweat and our tears. That's who it hurts. And you know what? I actually have more respect for a Todd Standing or even a Tom Biscardi than I do for these people. Because at least they're putting in some work. They're getting out into the woods, regardless of, you know, them making stuff up. I mean, this is like the lowest of low. This is and it's not the fact that they're earning money from this, you know, because they're just earning money from advertisers. And are they grifting? No, because they're putting a product out there. People are watching it and they have advertising on their channel. So people are seeing the advertisement. So that's all legitimate. Right. So it's not grifting. And I hate that term grifting because it's not. It doesn't even fit the technical term. Let's call it for what it is. They're being dishonest. They are not a reliable source of media.
Well,
they are
right. They're making their money like the guys over in India that make those magical machines that
Grasshopper, no, this has
No,
not been going on for decades. This started about 2010, and that's when all of this started, Grasshopper.
Yeah.
This has only been going on for the last 15 years. When I got into it, this wasn't going on. It was a good 10, 12 years before I start seeing this kind on the mass production scale that's going on. And truthfully, these channels have only been around for the last 5 years. Only within the last 5 years has this really blown up. So don't hand me this none of, you need to get fired up. You need to stand. You need to make a stand, and you need to because you don't understand. I'm on the front lines, and I see people's ignorance because of people like this putting this garbage out there.
Have you seen the 2 helicopters carrying the Bigfoot, Steve?
Yes. It's hard to tell if it's a Bigfoot or not. It's, I caught a little bit of it. I'm like, here we go with the government conspiracies.
Could be a bear. Yeah, it could be something.
Could be a bear that they're transplanting out. They dart them. They bring a helicopter, if they're deep in the woods, or it could have been, what was it? That bear that, if a bear killed somebody, right? They kill the bear, and then they want to take and they want to have a necropsy of it. So maybe the location of where the bear was, they brought in a Chinook, grabbed the bear, and
But you would think our government would be smart enough that they were going to take a dead Bigfoot out of the woods somewhere. They would probably put it inside the helicopter or something, or in a box.
Now I know this is a misspelling right here, Cobain bear. But now there's a conspiracy theory for you: Kurt Cobain and the bear.
That was a great movie. It was great.
Yeah.
It was crazy silly, but it was great.
Yep. But and then all the conspiracy theory around Kurt Cobain's death, add the cocaine bear into it, we can have a great friggin' movie.
They say that movie was based on a true story, but it's just based on a one part where the bear ate that thing and nothing else. The bear just didn't make it. It went to sleep. But that's what they based the movie on. They say, "Oh, it's based on a true story." Well, that is extremely exaggeration there. Extreme exaggeration. Loved that movie. It was right up there. Matter of fact, I think I liked that better than Sharknado. It was better.
See, Grass, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to be cynical and just ignore it. Because when you ignore it, the problem gets worse, doesn't it? At least if you create awareness out of it, a few people will get it. Right?
Oh, man. I wonder what they'll come up with the next big Hollywood movie. Have they done one about hurricane sharks yet?
No, but they did have Sharknado.
Yeah, we got Sharknado. It's got to be something.
Which I've never seen before.
You are missing out, man. If you've not seen Sharknado, you are missing out. It's don't get me wrong, it's not good by any stretch of the word, but it is hilariously funny. Kind of like watching one of those Mystery Science Theater 3000 movies. That
Guys said he's here just for the women's.
I think they riffed that one. I think they riffed Sharknado. I think they did. Don't say.
Oh, wait. I got one here right now that we're going to put in the chat. Here we go. We ready for this one?
Good. Oh, that would be a good one.
The Platypus Cyclone.
That would be a good movie.
And that's all platypus, but I got him. I got in just under the wire under the platypus comment.
octopus cyclone. Well, you know, let's get back to the storm a little bit, just for a few minutes. After the show Wednesday, I, like most people, were watching the live coverage, the live cams, and there was one channel on YouTube that I was watching. They had 4 live cams. Okay, like your screen was split in 1/4 sections. It had a live cam from each different area while the hurricane was going on. And while I'm sitting here watching it live, oh my goodness, look at all that waves splashing, look at all that wind, trees whipping and stuff. And then I noticed something out of the corner of my eye in the top right section. Something moved. I looked over at that camera, and it was a person in a dinosaur suit out in the middle of a hurricane, walking around back and forth in front of the webcam, which he knew was being broadcast live to the world. And for 2 or 3 minutes there, the guy in the dinosaur suit was walking around and scratching the ground and kicking and just, out of that terrible situation, he put a little comedy in it. And so I would just like to say, thank you. That took a little bit, added a little bit of levity to a terrible situation. But
comedic genius.
A comedic genius, yes.
Yeah, so I get this text late at night, and Chris knows I'm up, and he's like, "Hey, check this out." Well, I called the wife in after I saw it. She was like, "Oh my God, that is insane."
But this guy was out there risking life and limb
and tail
to pull off this. I don't know if you would call it a hoax. It's just
a stunt. It was a stunt.
Yeah, it was just a stunt. But it was.
It was. Here's this hurricane. Everybody's saying, and here's this guy.
If you haven't viewed it, if you haven't seen it yet, just look up. I'm sure it's somewhere.
You know what? I may try to pull that for Sunday show because it is a public camera.
Yes, that would be a good idea because I think everybody needs to see that to appreciate it. Because if you're watching it live when you saw this, it was actually hilarious. First, you go from "what the heck is that," and then when it gets all the way in frame, then you start chuckling. It's really good. Really good. But,
yeah, the dinosaur didn't stay in frame for too long.
No.
But
he was just on probably a couple of minutes, and then he was out. So he risked his life there, to bring everybody a little levity, a little humor. Oh
that
my
is. That's right. Yeah. I don't think they understand. And like some of those guys may think that, hey, I'm not hurting anybody, but they're hurting our research. And I don't think they quite understand that. And if they respond to this with anger or, "Oh, you're just jealous," spare me.
Yeah.
Spare me.
Well,
but
what I think it does is it inspires conversations around the water cooler the next day, because somebody that believes that, and they go to work and they're talking about, "Oh my gosh, I saw this where these guys were, this white Bigfoot attacked these campers. It's horrible. It's real." And that's not really good.
Yeah. Well, if anything, it does ferret the people who have very bad judgment out. And there's a lot more people that have bad judgment than have good judgment. There's a lot of people that will believe anything you say. That's why, if anybody's caught with some of my live presentations, one of the gags I do now is I say I'm, like if I don't, I say I have 2 objects and they're actually different colors.
Right.
But they're actually the same size, but I tell people one is bigger than the other. Now look at it real quick. Now tell me, how many people think the one on the left is bigger? How many people think the one on the right's bigger? And both people will raise their hands, right?
Yeah. Right.
And I go, what was your first thought? And I'll take one. Well, I thought they were the same size.
Yeah.
So you took your instinct away and you listened to what was said and you decided to believe me over what your instinct said.
Right.
Right. In actuality, they are the same size, but that's how quickly and easily people can be manipulated by videos. And what these people don't understand is that, you know, they may put that out there for pops. And they don't really care whether people believe it or not, but what they're doing is a form of manipulation, you know, especially when you're cutting out parts of the video. So, you know, it's bullshit, but you're going to cut out the end of a video and put it up there, or you're going to forget the narrative that the guy making this video is a guy known for parody, or in another instance that it came from. You know, you know, it manipulates people into believing something that, you know, don't believe Bigfoot for those reasons, believe it for these reasons. You know, you're getting this information from people that are not Bigfoot researchers. You're getting this information from people who, you know, are just people that make videos for the sake of making videos. And they have found this little niche to put all the, you know, because the content is out there, it's free to use because they can use it under fair use.
Yeah.
And they throw it out there consistently and constantly, even and misrepresent it.
Yeah, it does make it more difficult for Bigfoot researchers that are actually serious about the subject.
Right. You don't know how many people have come up. Well, what do you think about Todd Standing? Oh my God. Yeah. You know, people forget the history. And you know, people have shied away from like here's another guy, you know, there was another post kind of, and they put the Muppet on there, which I was really surprised.
Right.
Oh, these look like real Bigfoot to me. Then, you know, my thought exactly is, if you think that's a real Bigfoot, then you're an idiot. Yeah. You're an idiot. IDIOT. If you think any of Standing's Bigfoot looks like a Bigfoot.
Well, I mean, once someone shows you who they are, that's who they are. That's they're not going to change.
And it's not even the fact that, you know, I debunked that one, the Blinky one. But now all these older pictures all of a sudden seem to have movement in them now. So now he's using some kind of program to animate them a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And but you know, you can show somebody and say, well, I've seen it and that doesn't sway me. Well, then you're not then you don't care about evidence, obviously. And I would end that now with hashtag Dunning-Kruger and let people figure out what Dunning-Kruger is. That mean basically anything that you know, I say to you, you don't care because you believe it. You have this blind faith in this, and nothing I say will sway you.
Well, there is something that you can do, though, if you do see these things posted online. Just pop, if there's comment section available, just pop a comment. Oh, this is the so-and-so video that was proven to be a hoax already. So maybe somebody that watched the video and didn't know would read that and then go look up the video.
Well, that's what I do. I post like I posted the blog where I tore that apart piece by piece by piece by piece. And you know, I also did a couple of videos on that as well.
Yeah. But that one,
you know, Steve says now the AI is getting better. I don't believe it or not. I am not fooled by AI, and believe it or not, that we have run some AI pictures through ELA tests, the error level analysis tests, and it screams error level analysis because when AI puts these pictures together, they layer them.
Right.
So The easiest way to debunk a picture is put it in an ELA test.
But don't give too much away now.
Well, they can't circumvent that.
You can fool some people. You may even be able to fool most people with something you've created with AI.
No. Bad guys don't. The bad guys don't listen to this show.
Yeah,
unless I'm talking specifically about them, because what I say hurts their ears too much and their egos.
Well, I just want to say that you can fool some people, or you can even fool most people with a good AI image, but you can never, ever fool Steve Kulls or me with an AI image. Never.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I would not necessarily. No, because you know what? I don't want to underestimate my antagonists.
I would like to challenge them.
I would not.
I
would not. Because you know what? If you get 1,000 challenges, all you need to do is make a mistake 0.1% of the time. 0.1. And that's all it takes to ruin your reputation. So no.
It's either AI or it isn't. There's either errors in the photo or there isn't. There's no third way.
Yeah, but then again, here's the thing about that is a lot of times to even further that would be okay. That's an interesting picture. How did you come about that picture? And that's you start asking for the story details, and that's where it falls apart.
Right.
So between the picture itself and the story behind it, you'll end up coming to the truth that it's not real anyway.
I don't think it matters. If you got the photos, you can tell if it's AI or not, or if it's been tampered with or not. There's no third way. Like you said, well, this photo looks really good, but this area has been tampered with. And once that area has been tampered with, well, the photo's no good. It doesn't pass. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I think Bigfoot has been caught on thermal before. I think that Mike Green's video is good. I think the one that Joe Perdue got down in West Virginia, I believe that one's good too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I like that one.
Right.
Good.
But you're not going to get fine detail unless you're really close with a thermal anyway. But if you're 100 feet out or 50 feet out, you'll get some detail. Maybe night vision would probably be a better chance of doing that. But night vision has problems seeing into the forest a lot of times, much like any other camera. I kind of say I'm looking into the brush. Right. Any of that near brush lights up.
Well, that's it.
The IR, so everything behind it is very dark.
I've noticed that.
The only way you're going to get a good night vision shot is if it's going to cross an open area, such as a road or a field.
And there's no brush or limbs or leaves nearby to wash out your signal on the IR. But I'll tell you, those infrared illuminators are really good. Yeah. It's not this high dollar thermal stuff, but it's really good.
Yeah. So there's a lot of. So this Sunday, while we're on that topic, this Sunday night, we'll be going over one of our favorite subjects, and that is the Eric Beckford episode. And we'll do a play-by-play. And Chris, you can ask questions of me because you weren't there for that.
No. I listened to it, but I was not co-host at that time.
Right.
But I remember hearing the show. I listened to it.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, it's one of those that I went back and listened to several times over the years. I haven't in a long time because I couldn't find it anymore. But if you've come up with it, I'd love to hear it again.
Yep.
But Eric Beckford, I mean, the man was he was a legend, and some of his comments were just hysterical, and that's why there's so many audio clips that Steve has used that had Beckford.
Yep. Yep.
The parallel universe thing, that was great. I love that.
We playing that clip is we're
Yeah.
gonna be playing just about the entire episode.
Right.
But yes, we'll put it in video mode, and we'll do it the same way we did the video last week. We'll start and stop it.
Yeah, it's funny how a picture from the 1800s comes out in 2024. Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
True, 100% truth.
Oh, this has never been seen before. Okay,
Right.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, so that's my Friday is my pet peeve of the week. It just seeing that, but I just
yeah, you can hide in night vision. You can also hide in thermal if you've got a Mylar blanket.
or if you hide behind a rock, good enough.
Sure. Well, in the thermal, you can shield your body heat,
or you can cover yourself in mud, right?
Well, I don't know.
And then when the predator goes by, you go get to the chopper.
No, but you can. That would still your eyeballs would be radiating heat. But if you've got a thermal blanket, like a Mylar blanket, space blanket, the little silver ones, you can hide behind that. But if you've got it on you, when it starts warming up, it'll you've only got a limited time you can hide. Tim
Tremel, good to see you, Tim. And thanks for commenting. Welcome aboard. Yeah.
Hoaxes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jen's office assistant typed a message in for us.
All right. He does well.
Hey, we have no problem with Baron typing on the keyboard as long as he doesn't use profanity.
Oh man. My dogs would probably chew on the keyboard. I don't know if I could get them to type on it.
Grass, you might want to ask Jen and the crew about the 3 Labradors at the vet for doggy Prozac. I can't say that one on air, but I did tell that at camp a couple of weeks ago.
But there are several story channels that I enjoy, and not only Bigfoot ones. There are several that do creepy stories and stuff, and I like to listen to those. But they're clearly listed as entertainment,
right?
It's fictional. It's not listed under education or news or anything like that.
Like Pac West Bigfoot, they admit right at the beginning of the thing, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is and these are stories that are enhanced off of real stories. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's one thing, but this other thing is kind of different. This other thing is kind of dishonest, especially the one that deleted half of the white Bigfoot raging video, because the second part where he's rolling down the hill explains it all. And that's actually the best part of the video. I think it's hilarious, especially the little short that you did where you hear the ambulance siren in the background.
Yep. Yeah, there was actually a couple of other videos that I've looked at these guys' content that I've already made parodies of during the parody era a couple of years ago. And that was a couple of years ago I was doing those videos. So, here's the amazing thing is that these videos that I've done parodies on are 2, maybe even 3 years old already. And they're putting them out like they're new, and they're not.
Right.
Must be that's okay. They'll burn their candles pretty quickly. And that's why those channels sometimes will move from Bigfoot to ghosts to UFOs, and then you go to all three of those categories, and you can see, well, I know that ghost video has been debunked. I know that UFOs video has been debunked, but
Right.
not being in that field religiously like I am the Bigfoot community, I'm not read up on a lot of that stuff, but I can only assume that, when you hear one person from the community going, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I mean, 9 out of 10 of these things are BS.
Yeah.
The other 2 I may not have seen yet, or the other 3 or the other, but the majority of them, that's a hoax. That's a hoax. That's a parody. That's a that. That's a this. What does that say about the channel's reputation? Of course, back in the day, people cared about the reputation of their media. Now we go to YouTube and they just don't care anymore. There is an organization, the RMSO, that tried to take us down for using a picture that wasn't even theirs.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Because we beat them up about clickbaiting everybody, and they're still doing the clickbait videos. They use that picture you saw that I showed of the the clearest Bigfoot video ever captured. That's not their thumbnail, but guess what? They covered it too.
Right.
Of course, right? Let's get on the wagon. Let's get the clicks. No. Did we cover that here? No. And if we did, it would be to debunk it, not to friggin' say, oh, I wonder what it is.
Right.
Oh, there's a Sasquatch arresting on it. No, it's not a Sasquatch unarresting. Right. So, well, anyway, folks, it is 9:58. Chris, do your thing. It's time.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for coming, hanging out with us on Friday night. We appreciate you. And I don't see any new names. I think maybe even 1 or 2. If it's your first time,
Mr. Tremel out there.
Yeah, it's his first time watching. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. If you hadn't already hit the like button, mash it on the way out. We appreciate you guys. The show's only possible with you and with your help and with your viewership. And we appreciate each and every one of you. We know, and I always say it because it's true, we know we've got the greatest audience we could ever hope to have. And we're so appreciative of you and honored that you would hang out with us. And man,
Well, BFFG will be back Sunday night at 9 p.m. also.
Yeah.
So, and we're all glad that our Floridians are checking in, telling us they're safe. Does our heart good.
Good news, right?
I'm glad to see at least some of you have got your power back already. Most of you do not, and of course, our prayers are still out there for you guys and for all those that dealt with that previous hurricane there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there. We're all rooting for you and we're praying for you. So anyway, folks, on behalf of me, we'll see you in another 48 hours. It's amazing. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, every 2 days. And then or Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Sorry. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, every 2 days. And then we take, an extra day off on between Sunday and Wednesday. So every 48 hours. So, folks, everybody enjoy your Saturday. We'll catch you and enjoy your Sunday during the day. And we'll catch you all Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern here for Squatchdtv Live. We'll see you all in a little bit. Love you guys.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatchdtv. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member. And it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatchdtv. Keep on squatching.